I am seeing a Jalen Brunson quote get a lot of traction right now, as well it should. He talks about how his confidence comes from his work ethic, which is so on point because so many of us think that our mindset is where we need to make the shift when it's actually at the level of choice and action. We get so focused on being in our head and shifting, trying to shift what we think, how we think, what we believe. We can only do that through action. The body to mind connection is really where you have to make the shift. Confidence, true confidence, can only come from someone who trusts themselves. And the way that you build trust with yourself is the way that you build it with anyone else. Consistency and reliability. So much of what I do as a coach in working with people to, in, and through the changes that they want to make in their life, the changes that they have been finding difficult, is about teaching them how to support themselves through change. We are not wired for change. We are not wired to think in a way that makes change simple. When you are struggling to move forward, when you are struggling to stick with it, when you are struggling to keep it when you get there, to stick with it long term, you need to be thinking of this from a new perspective. You need to be shifting at a new level and learning how to support yourself through that. I think it's a James Clear quote that is, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, right? When you have that trust in yourself, when you are consistently showing up for yourself, when you are reliable to yourself, you are completely unstoppable. That is not something that starts with mindset. This is what I coach people on. This is how I help move people through change. So many times, the change that we're trying to make is going to require us becoming someone we have never been. We have to change the way that we operate, and that requires supporting ourselves at a new level. That requires building our capacity for discomfort. That is what I teach.